Hello, listener. Thank you for tuning in. How are you doing? Today's audio might be a little different from the usual. I want to share a documentary with you. Its name is The Cave of the Yellow Dog. I would say watching it gave me a brief escape from reality and allowed me to imagine what life is like for the nomadic people living far away on the steppe. So I hope you can take a moment too to let your thoughts drift, using your imagination to take your mind somewhere far away now. If you want, take this audio as my invitation to you to come to the Grasslands. And before the journey, please close your eyes. Let's take a few deep breaths. Breathe in and out. In and out. Good. One more time. In and out. So now, let's bring our attention to what we can hear. Do you hear anything now? The wind softly brushing past the tips of the grass, and the sound of insects, or maybe even a little creature rustling in the distance. And here we are, inside a yurt. When we spend too much time in the city, our attention gets pulled in so many directions by things that is flashy but make you feel empty. So many distractions. But here, on the grassland, everything feels simple and pure. There is one line in the film that really stayed with me. It might sound superstitious, but there is something beautiful about it. If a dog's tail is weighed down with a stone after death, it may be reborn as a human. They say the little yellow dog will return in the next life as a child with a ponytail. It gave me goosebumps. I realized when a way of life stays close to nature, it tends to hold a deeper respect for both life and the world around us. In this very simple way of living, there is such a deep, delicate connection between people, life, and nature. They don't just use nature, they live with it. Have you ever imagined what your life would be like if you were born into a completely different place? It might look different, speak in a different language, and think in new ways. Let's say you are a 6 or 7-year-old child. You need to ride a horse, herding the sheep and cows. And sometimes you might get lost in the valleys, surrounded by endless grasslands and hills. But don't worry. You can look at the sun and the shadows on the mountain tops to find your way back home. And then you set off. You set off to herd the sheep. But on the way back, it suddenly begins to rain. There is no shelter for miles. You're soaked. Fortunately, you see another family's yurt nearby. An old lady sees you from her porch. With a knowing smile, she invites you to step inside. The rain has cut the power, so the room is lit only by candlelight. You took off your wet coat, sit by a wood-burning stove, and start to warm your body. Later on, your face is turning red from the heat. She hands you a warm bowl of milk and begins to tell you a legend from long ago. It was a story about reincarnation. And then you're curious and asked, will I still be human in my next life? The yurt is quiet now. Only the rain and the wind hum softly outside. The old lady steps slowly closer to the rice clay pot. You walk along with her. She leans slightly forward, reaching for a thick, time-worn needle. With her other hand, she gathers a small handful of rice. Then she lets the grains fall, one by one, over the tip of the needle. Each grain tumbles down, bouncing off, sliding away, and falling flat into the clay pot. You feel the urge to try. You lift a few grains above the needle and let them fall. It bounces. It falls. It misses. Again, another grain. Again, it falls to the side. And again. You might have a question. Why am I doing this? Because if just one grain, just one, could land and stand perfectly upright on the tip of that needle, you will be reborn as a human in your next life. Later, the rain stops. Your mom comes here to take you home. You all hopped on your horses. I watch you ride off into the blue hour. Your little figure slowly fading into that endless horizon. Take a slow breath. How are you feeling right now? Yeah, you're back. And thank you for trusting me to guide you. That film was made in 2005, and now it is 20 years later. The documentary ends, but their life goes on. I wonder what kind of life they live now. The little girl in the film was about my age. What kind of person did she grow up to be? To be honest, I don't know why I'm curious about it. Sometimes I feel deeply moved by that thought. Each of us is so unique. Different countries, cultures, languages, families, stories. And only you know what it truly felt like to walk your own path. And what makes you you. Well, as always, please take good care of yourself, okay? Until next time. Good night. P.S. If you happen to watch it someday, I would really like to know how it spoke to you. Maybe I could see it a little differently through you. So yeah. I'm off to sleep now. Good night. Bye. Ciao.